Well then, Merry Christmas to you all. Apologize for the the little let's just say we had a difficulty. It's Christmas Eve, folks. I'm sure all of you out there have children who are excited about the big man paying a visit to the house. And anyway, so that was fun. Now we're back to solar wind speeds and all that good stuff. So thank you for rejoining us here at the Grand Solar Minimum. This is our Christmas Eve edition, and we'd like to welcome you all here. I basically got through all the stats before we went offline. I was beginning to talk about Mount Etna, just kind of pick up from where I left off. This is now, if you guys were here a couple days ago, we had another volcano eruption, Krakatoa. I was pronouncing it Krakatoa, but it was Krakatoa. So my apologies on that, correction on that pronunciation. But we had an ash plume that went 55,000 feet in the air. Etna was not quite that. But I'm sure a lot of you have seen pictures on social media and videos of the eruption. This one right here, I think, probably was the most up close and personal. I mean, wow. Sorry about that, folks. I'm pretty sure whoever was taking this video footage, I'm pretty sure this stuff is not recommended, folks. But again, we'll leave the link in the description afterwards. I just wanted to touch base on it. Not that it's the same event as Krakatoa, but again, still significant eruption. And this is the first eruption of Etna in nearly 11 years. Again, another coincidence that lines up volcanic eruptions and seismic activity to solar minimums. And it also is important to note that authorities have raised the aviation color code to red, which is the highest. So want to report that tonight, another volcanic eruption. And I found this interesting article here on Al Jazeera talking about Krakatoa, the dark history of the volcano emerging from the sea. And that, I've heard a lot of people talking about this volcanic eruption with the tsunami. This has apparently happened before in history as well. And so just an interesting read here about the history of this volcano, the underwater eruption, and how we are mentioning the 1883 eruption explosion heard around the world. Before 1883, the only confirmed eruption at Krakatoa Island group was a moderate one some 2 centuries before in the 1680s, again in that other grand minimum period of time. But 1 p.m. August 26, 1883, the first in a series of increasingly violent explosions, sent a black cloud of ash about 27 kilometers above Krakatoa. Now, the unfortunate update on Krakatoa, which the death toll is near 400. The injured is climbing up to 1,459, and 128 remain missing. The tsunami hit the Indonesia Strait on Saturday almost without warning in the darkness, smashing into houses, hotels, and other buildings. Doctors who worked to help survivors and hundreds of people searched on debris-strewn beaches along the Sunda Strait for more victims. The numbers could increase once authorities hear from all stricken areas along the coastlines of western Java and southern Sumatra Islands. Earlier on Monday, Indonesian officials put the death toll at 281, with the injured at 1,016. As you see, they have risen that now. The death toll is at 373, almost 100 from earlier in the day, Monday. And now we are looking at additional 300 people that were also injured. The waves that swept terrified people into the sea on Saturday night followed an eruption and a possible landslide and I will correct this article, it was a landslide on a Krakatoa, a volcanic island that emerged from the sea in the 1920s. So this explosion in 1883 that created the last tsunami was underwater. Interesting stuff to find out here, guys. All Monday morning, there has been a low rumbling noise that occasionally peaks from the volcano some 47 kilometers out to sea directly from where we are at, he said, reporting from a hotel where 2 young children were found dead. With audio evidence that the volcano is continuing to erupt and has been erupting on and off for months now, and Saturday's wasn't particularly the big one, there is a very real concern that there could be further tsunamis. Very concerned. My deep condolences for the victims of Banten and Lampung provinces. Hopefully those who are left have patience. Completely obliterated. Search and rescue officials used their bare hands and some heavy machinery to clear the remains of buildings on Monday, while Indonesia Medical Association said it is sending more doctors and medical equipment to treat those injured, with many being in need of orthopedic and neurosurgery expertise. Most patients are domestic tourists who were visiting the beach during a long holiday weekend, but foreigners were visiting the area for Christmas as well. Many coastal residents report not seeing or feeling any warning signs, such as an earthquake on Saturday night before the first small wave smashed upon shore. What people here told us is that there was an initial wave that covered their feet that kind of splashed over the seawalls, and for about 4 or 5 minutes later, the big one came, said Thomas. Along the coastline, it's so flat there really is nowhere for people to run inland, and that was the trouble on Saturday night, he added. There are wooden shacks up and down the coast and have been completely obliterated. Uni, a resident of Lampung in Sumatra, was watching television at home when she heard the water coming. I heard a rumbling sound and I thought it was the wind. After I opened the door, water came in quickly and dragged me out. When I saw outside the sea was receding, I decided to run and go as the water came in for a second time. Devastating. This one right here is sobering. It's crazy. So the bassist and the manager were killed during this accident. The lead singer escaped without injury. Impressive footage here of this volcanic explosion. We'll leave the link in the description, guys. Still a lot to talk about on this. I'm kind of surprised. I haven't seen a lot about it, but still going to watch this region very, very closely as we have another yet volcanic eruption in a region that has seen an uptick in seismic activity and volcanic eruptions all year long here in 2018. And if there's any way to try to transition in a lighter side of things, I would like to talk about the central U.S. To get with the heavy wind and windswept snow in the wake of Christmas. I won't make this very long. As people hit the road and take to the sky in the days of following Christmas, a snowstorm is expected to take shape over part of the central United States. Now, this is Wednesday into Thursday. So, for those of you expecting to wake up to a white Christmas, that's not going to happen, but you're definitely going to see some Christmas atmosphere for you on Tuesday into Wednesday. So this is going to be after Christmas, basically. No white Christmas. We barely missed it. Some parts up here in the Northeast thought we were going to see 1 to 3 inches. That didn't happen today. I think we got maybe a coating in some spots. So a lot of areas, the snow dissipated. But this snowstorm here, it looks to be a big one right after Christmas, into Wednesday into Thursday. With rain in front of that, there is another mild temperature expected here in the Northeast by this weekend. And then after that, we start to see colder temperatures. So I kind of just wanted to, I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but it doesn't look like we're going to see that white Christmas chance that we thought. Now, the places that will see that snow still is going to be the Northwest. parts of Idaho, Montana. You guys all still in the Northwest have a very good chance of having a white Christmas when you wake up. But the majority of us, the temperatures have just not been there. And, the conditions are right. Here is Monday, going tonight into Tuesday morning. And as you see, the Northwest and the higher elevations, North Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, you guys should wake up to a white Christmas as we move further into the week. Not a lot of snow, still in December, and not a lot of snow. So, right now, let's look at the current radar. Make sure that's current. There we go, that's current. And there's some slight showers right now in Iowa heading into Illinois, but nothing too heavy going on. You might see a dusting tonight. Temperatures behave themselves. Participate. Oh, one other thing that I kind of wanted to do, and this is a big deal. As most of you know, Mari and I have been a team on this channel from day one. And if it wasn't for her, there'd be a lot of things missing off this channel. For one, the tools that she has built for me to use to do these broadcasts, and the website, which is under construction right now, but is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm a lucky man, so I'm gonna gush a little bit. But December 21st marked the anniversary of Mari and I decided to go ahead and ask her to marry me, and of course she said yes. And I say of course because she knows what's good for her, I guess, right, Mari? Anyway, I love her to death, and I think together we've changed our lives, and I hope we've changed other people's lives as well, as far as getting information out and being reliable sources. But I just wanted to announce this. I thought this was very important. Mari and I were going to make this official. We have set a date. It's going to be for February 22nd, 2020. And the date is very significant to myself and Mari. 2/22 is the month and the date. It's what you call a personal, intimate story on the meaning of 222. Maybe someday we'll share that in a different show, but I thought I'd share that with everybody right before Christmas. As of December 21st, Mari had said yes to me, and we will be wedded on February 22nd, 2020. Mari is in another room, and I don't know if she wants to come out and say hi. She is once again under the weather. Guys, we do apologize about the technical difficulties we had, not only to start the show, but during the show. Again, just a lot of excitement for Christmas, I guess, in the household. Mari, did you want to say anything? I know you haven't been feeling the best.
I am such a lucky girl. That's all I want to say. I was telling people how you gave me your cold, too.
Oh, yeah. That was free.
I'm fortunate enough to be sick on Christmas, but what a surprise. He caught me off guard. It was unexpected, and I am just so lucky to have you, Jake. Well, I think we are a great team.
I agree.
So, I'm excited.
Had to be done. Very
I
had to lock her down, guys. I had to make an honest woman out of her, right?
I'm very honest.
All right. So, that's kind of our Christmas Eve edition. We just wanted to share the news. So many of you that have followed us for so long, I figure that would matter to you. As far as, Grand Solar Minimum news tonight, the bigger stories, definitely on the volcano activity from Krakatoa, and of course Mount Etna here in Italy. And we will continue to monitor these, and even if it's tomorrow, Christmas Day, and we get a major update or an outbreak of some activity, unfortunately we feel it's necessary to bring the news, we will. Other than that, please expect our next broadcast to be on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Mari, you wanted to add something else?
There's a Robert in the chat, and every time he talks, he does a super chat, and he wants you to have him say, "What up, Maldo?" I don't if I'm saying that right. I don't know, but thank you.
Maldo. Malvo?
Maldo.
Is it Maldo? What up, Maldo?
You can't see the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm oblivious to the chat.
It's one of those things where I
know
relay it to him.
my
It's
friend
too
Brian,
distracting.
Mr. Brian Nye, the Prove It guy, just want to tell him once again that space is real. So maybe that's him. Who knows?
I love listening to the two of you talk to one another.
We'll have to have him on a different channel.
We have to have him on sometime.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. Again, thank you for tuning in to this wacky edition to our Christmas Eve. Again, we wanted to give you a couple headlines and announce that our wedding has been set for February 22nd, 2019. And also, Merry Christmas to all of you out there who celebrate it. Happy Hanukkah as well. And whatever religious holiday I'm forgetting.
Happy Yule.
Happy Yule.
People.
Happy whatever it is that you celebrate during this time of year. Guys, we'll be back Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will have another Grand Solar Minimum News update at that time. We appreciate your support, continued support. We'll talk soon. Take care, guys. Merry Christmas.